Variables by Mr. Bagg. In lots of programs, we'll want to refer to people by their names, or we might want to talk about the products and things that they've bought. This is a bit of a problem because we can't write a different program for every single person who needs one. But what we can do is create variables that represent people's names and the products, and then we can have the program fill those in when they need them. If we've programmed a new game, we've got no idea what sort of score the user is going to get. But we can create a variable called an accumulator variable, and that can hold the score. And as the score increases, it can do the maths and increase the score as it goes. We might write a program to help the user do some maths, but we've got no idea what sort of numbers they're going to type in. So we've used variables to represent the numbers that they're going to type in, and also to represent the total, because we can get the computer to do the maths for us. These are just some of the possible ways that we can use a variable. So what is a variable? A variable is a data item that can take on more than one value while a program is running. But if that doesn't mean that much to you at the moment, let's see if we can unpick that and explain it. Variables are like whiteboards. You can write on a whiteboard and you can write a value onto a variable. You can rub out what you've written on a whiteboard, and you can also get rid of the value that you've assigned to a variable. You can write words or numbers onto a whiteboard, and you can also write words or numbers onto a variable. There are ways that variables are not like a whiteboard. A whiteboard only needs to have a value written on it. Variables have to have a name and a value. Without the name, a computer just simply won't be able to find the variable. Variables are also not like whiteboards because programs read the name, but they act on the value. So by reading the name but acting on the value, we would actually say you have 64 days left. In this example, the name of the variable is username and the value is Marissa. So when we read the name, act on the value, we would say, "Welcome, Marissa, to your hotel." Finally, variables are also not like whiteboards because when we've got a numerical value, like 45 in this case, we can do maths with it. In this case, we're adding 10 to the value, which means that our final value will end up as 55. Let's have a little summary of what we've learned so far. So variables are like whiteboards in as much as we can write the values on them, we can change the values, and we can use words or numbers. But they're not like whiteboards in as much as we must name the variable. We can read the name and act on the value, and we can change the variable using maths. Halfway variable quiz. Either pause the video now after the questions have come up and answer them yourself, or listen to me read them and then pause the video. Variables are like whiteboards, true or false. Number 2, we can change the value of a variable, true or false. Number 3, variables must have a name, true or false. Number 4, you can change a variable using maths, true or false. So here we can see that we have created a variable called username, and we've given an initial value, which we call initialization, right at the top of our program, which is normally where we create variables, right at the top. Notice we haven't used a capital letter. It's really important when you're naming variables in Python that they start with a lowercase letter. And we've used the underscore method for connecting the username together, and we've given it a value of Marissa, and because that value is text, we've had to put that inside the speech marks there. Then we've used a print command and the brackets, and we've got a couple of bits of text which are nothing to do with the variable, which is hello and how can I help you, and then we want to pick up whatever the value of that is for the username in there. So that's all well and good. So now let's just save this work, and it is saved already, and then let's just run it by run module, and you see we get hello Marissa, how can I help you, which is great. Let's make a few little changes to this. Okay, let's put a different value up at the top there, and let's run that. We have to save it. Can you see the little asterisk just in front of it there? That shows you that your file is not saved. Click on File and Save, and then run that, and you see it takes that new value and puts it in there as well. So now, instead of us setting the value of username at the top, we've used an input command which asks the user to type in a name, and then whatever they type in will become the value of username, and then it will be used down here. So we've saved that already, so let's click on run the module, and you can see type in your name. Okay, Adina, and just press enter. Hello Adina, how can I help you? So you can see that's another way of inputting the information. So in this example we're using a whole number as the value of our variable, in this case 11, and we've used camel case with that capital Y in the middle for the variable age years. And we've got a little program here which says while age of years is less than 17, print while I am age years, so look at the value, I am in school, and then print a year passes, and then we've got this little bit here which adds 1 to the value of age years. So age years is the same as or equal to age years plus 1. So of course once it goes through one loop it will be 12. And it will check each time, is it actually less than 17? So at some point it will get there and decide, oh no, it's greater than 17. Okay, and it will stop, or it's not less than 17, and it will stop. Let's run this and see what happens. So here we go, run, and you can see that it goes down. I don't know whether you can see when it goes to the bottom there, but it does actually go to the bottom, and when it does, it only goes as far as when I am 16 in school.